Hello, hello, and welcome to Rory's Brainworks, where we get creative and see if it works. Today, we'll be working on a harness that I've been imaginationing, working on for a little bit. For the time being, I'm just calling it the plate harness, because it reminds me of plate mail. You know, like the armor you would wear. You know. They know. I have been tinkering with it for a little bit now, and I think it's relatively good to go. It could always use a little bit more flair and a little bit more improvements, but every tie can. Just take the Gote Shibari harness, for example. There are 1,000 ways to do it, and everyone does it differently. The way I do this plate harness should be different from the way that you do it as well. You will add your own flair, your own je ne sais quoi. Now let us bring up safe, sane, consensual safety. Be sure to have some safety shears with you at all times. You can always get new rope, but you can't get a new life. And consensual. Marie and I are both consenting adults. Communication is key. Now, before we get into that tutorial, we must first thank my sponsor, Knothead Nylon.
Knothead Nylon is the destination for all your premium nylon rope bondage needs. Easy to clean, water resistant, up to 1,100 pounds of weight load, and in a wide array of beautiful, vibrant colors, Knothead Nylon will slake your rope desires. At checkout, put in discount code RORY10 for 10% off.
So this very well might be the most unorthodox way that we begin a tie, and it's going to involve us making 2 Alpine loops, about right there. And then we'll obviously have the bite go around back and we'll girth hitch it before we start going. Now I imagine you do not remember how to do an Alpine loop, and I will help you. Now the Alpine Loop is one of the knots I showed in like the very first knot video way back when. It is indeed a climber's knot, but I thought it was still beautiful enough and structurally sound enough to be used in Shibari. So here we go. I'm going to be using it. When you want to do it for this particular start, we're going to want about 8-9 inches, probably more than 9-10 inches range between the bite and the beginning of the Alpine Loop. It's important to note when you start making the loop that this is where it's going to be on your thumb. So if you want to tell how far the Alpine Loop is going to be, I'll show you the start. When I start to show you the knot, this will make more sense, but where you hold it with your thumb and where you begin is likely where the knot is going to begin. All right, let me show you. So we will measure out the 9 to 10 inches, and then we will hold that area with our thumb. So that's where our knot is likely going to start. So we're going to wrap around the hand once, wrap around again, and come down. So we're basically creating an X in our palm, back of the hand right here, X right here, X right here. We're gonna take this part right here, bring it down, and then we're gonna flip it up inside the hand loop here. We're gonna take our hand out, and we're just gonna grab that and tighten all ends of it. Since I will be doing 2 of these, I will show you that twice. It's not the easiest knot to adjust. It is a bit of a pain, but it can be adjusted. But it just goes to show its structural integrity that it's not the easiest one to adjust. All right, let me do it a second time. I'm gonna go to Marie and measure how much I need. I'll be right back. So we need about 7-8 inches for the next one. I grab it with my thumb. We're going to go around once more. There, so we got the X of the palm and the X of the back of the hand. So we're gonna grab this top part, we're gonna pull it down, and we're gonna go over our palm X and then stuff it up through the hole that we created with our hand. Straighten that up like another beautiful Alpine loop. All right, now let's go to Marie and see if we can do some more adjustments. Check that out. Awesome, that looks great. So we'll go around and we'll do a girth hitch in the back. Now we're gonna put our ropes through the bite and apply opposite pressure the other way, tightening up this girth hitch a little bit. You want to make sure that the Alpine loops up front are still where you want them to be after the girth hitch has been tightened a little bit. Yes, Marie? Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to loosen that up for you a little bit. Now, constant communication is very important. Marie has just informed me before I could even ask that the pressure on the girth hitch was a little bit too tight. Now, as the rope model, never feel embarrassed or ashamed that you have to tell the rigger that it is a little bit too tight. Communication between you guys is very important. Comfort is paramount. All right, so readjust. Marie, how's the pressure on that girth hitch now? Awesome. So we'll go around front. Now that we've come back around, we're essentially going to do a chain stitch, the same thing we would do with a mermaid tie. A lot of the times you can go in, but we're going to go out because I like the flowering in the ropes once you go out. So we're going to go from the bottom of this loop, we're going to push our 2 loops through, and that flowers it out. You can see when you spread that open, you'll get this nice beautiful flowering design. Now we got to do that on the other side as well. Once I start going this way and start creating tension, it's going to start pulling it out from right here. So what are we going to do? We're going to utilize a tool. Now you can utilize a pencil, you can utilize a pen, Sharpie, what have you. I have some bondage scissors right there, so I'm just going to use that as my placeholder for Marie. That way, when I try and put the ropes through here, tightening the pressure on this middle space right here, it's not going to pull this out. I'm going to go from underneath, pull out, create some flowering. Perfect. And now that I have this one here, pull out the bondage scissors from here and put them into here. Now the bondage scissors have this correct width that I want right here. And so I place it right down there. I can tighten it up a little bit. Now for a real person, you might want to try using something like a Sharpie or something round and not potentially dangerous. I mean, the edges of the scissors right here are very blunt. It's the insides that are very sharp, but still, better safe than sorry. So now that I have it in here, I can pull this way and may have this come undone, but for the most part, I'm worried about the tension that I have right here now. The bondage scissors are going to stop that. So when I pull over here and pull to go back around, the bondage scissors will keep the same amount of width that I want here. So we're going to take the rope and we're going to go all the way around Marie, tighten it up a little bit. I'm going to keep those bondage scissors in there still because they're holding the tension for me. I'm going to go underneath, push through, give a little bit of flowering, and then we're going to move on to the other side. Now, with this mermaid chain stitching, you can choose which way you want this pattern to go. You can stay in a parallel line with each other going down, but that's not what I want to do. What I will end up doing is kind of creating a V shape as we go down. I am using 4 ropes for this one, 4 30-foot bundles of ropes. I will be stopping intermittently to show you how to do it with just 2 ropes. So this will be the first rope, and then the second design rope will be the one that you're looking for. If you're only using 2 ropes, sadly you cannot do any of the things I'm tutorialing today with 1 rope, but you can have the knowledge and can try practicing some of the things I'm showing you. So now that I have this one, what I need to do is to start making sure that when I bring this middle fiber that goes from loop to loop, I want it to be shorter and shorter every single time. I want to make sure that I am guiding these chain stitches down towards each other with these ropes, slowly but surely. You want to keep a good even design going down. So now that I have this new loop done, I can take out the scissors from there, put them in here, and then start doing this loop. Go from underneath, push through, make sure the ropes are straight, create that flowering. Take it from out of here, put it in here, wrap ourselves around. Always good to remember to keep those ropes straight, because there's sometimes in these corner areas over here that they get bundled up and twisted. You don't want to have a bunch of twisted rope going around and then you're almost done with the rig and you're like, well, that's unsettling and it's going to make me get super upset. I've done that before. I had to go back and redo most of it. Ugh, don't want to do that again. So we're going to wrap around again, give it a little tighten, and we'll do the loop here. Under, pull through, flower that bad boy. Take that helper out of there, put it into here, do the other loop. Very pattern oriented. And it takes a few times to really start to understand how to manipulate the chain stitching going down in order to give you the design and shape that you want. Now you may start to realize, but we've gone 4 times around and we are almost out of rope. I will spin Marie around and I'll show you how to end that off for your first rope, and then show you how to apply the next rope if you're going to be doing that. I'm just going to shove these up a little bit, bring these ropes around, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stuff them under. I'm going to bring these ropes around and I'm going to go over, mannequin finger those through. Mannequin finger? I guess technically that's what I'm doing. Crochet finger was what I was looking for. Now tighten that up a little bit, wrap around again. So I wrapped around a few times, came back down this way. Since we're going to be going this way, I don't need to do anything special. I'm going to be creating the X tension right here. Create a little bit of a square knot, surgeon's knot. This particular one is a surgeon's knot. And we're going to do a girth hitch with our other rope around here and start wrapping around again. So like I said, if you only have the 1 rope, that's probably as far as you're going to get, obviously. If you have 2 ropes, well, the accent rope is going to be going here as well, and we'll be going towards the front. We will cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, we're just going to, for me, I'm just going to add more ropes, make this super pretty. So we'll go around the new rope, basically do a girth hitch in this area that we have on the old rope. Girth hitch that up. Girth hitch locks with the square knot, and then we'll just go back around and start again. Weave, 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 weave. under, push through, flower. If you're not listening to me sing a bunch of weird stuff all the time, this would be a lot more zen, but you know, that's how I do. That's how I get my zen, is making nonsensical songs. Now I got a slightly different color. I got a light purple, so it's gonna have the dark purple, the light purple, and then another dark purple. It's pretty. I liked it when I first tied it up. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make this be a thing. It needs to be seen. Ooh, I almost messed up. You see that this little twist right here? Oof, if I didn't find that in time, oh, I would have been livid. Had I go back and fix that? Livid, I say, at least as livid as I could be. I'm gonna speed up time a little bit for you guys. Voila, we are forwards in time. So you can start to see the V shape that we got going on right now. I do have 4 fibers, just like I have 4 up here, and I do have enough rope to do a 5th one, but I'm not going to do a 5th one because symmetry is important to me. So we're going to do 4 of the dark purple, 4 of this lighter purple, and then 4 again of the dark purple. So let's go around back and tie this off. Tighten those up a little bit, because we're going to do the same thing that we did up here. So we're going to go over, under, all except that last fiber there. I'm going to go over a few more times. And once I've gone over a few times, go cross over this initial rope. We're going to go around from beneath it, over it. We're going to create a little loopy there. We're going to go around and inside that loop as well. And then we're just going to tighten that up. We're going to leave that hanging. We can do whatever we want with that later, but right now we're going to get our 3rd rope and put that on. So I got the bite of my 3rd rope, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stuff it inside this little hole we've created right here. Bring that hole, bring the rope through the bite. This is my 2nd time actually tying this entire thing today. Brain is a little bit melted, also because it's hot. Very hot. Alright, we'll wrap around and we'll continue doing what we have been doing. It's getting a little tight, but we shall muscle through. Hope you guys are having fun with this one. I like the design. It's really beautiful. For the most part, I'm just showing you the base, and then the accent is what you can do to liven it up a little bit. You don't even have to do an accent rope. You can just basically do these 3 ropes in a base, but I like adding that accent. I like accents. If you follow me on TikTok, you know that. I like, you know, creating my own languages. Billion de Nohila Farte Ifili. See? Creating my own languages. You know, Shibari has helped me that. There's 2 things that have really helped me with the book. It gives me time to zone out and do plenty of thinking. Actually, 3 things. You know, 3 things. One of which is Shibari. Duh. The other of which is, you know, my job. I'm a massage therapist. So sometimes you zone out while massaging people and you come up with great ideas. 3rd is the toilet. You know, a lot of thinking gets done on the John. Getting close. I hope a lot of you are now imagining me trying to get my buck's worth trying to do Shibari while on the toilet. I want you to stop thinking that right now, because that is weird and you are weird. But you're my kind of weird, so it's okay. Oh, Lord. What am I doing with my life? Making the best of it. 1 more to go. Now, I have purposely done something wrong during the majority of this tie. Can you guess what it is? I feel like Dora right now. Can you point to where Swiper is? Alright, so we're going to go back around and I'm going to show you how to end up what's going on over here. Lift this up so it's not in the way. And then I'll get a little closer for you guys. Alright, same thing. We're going to give us some space. We're going to go over, push through. I'm going to crochet finger this rope down. Yeah, I'm going to wrap around a few times like I have been with the other ones. You don't have to. I just like the way it looks. I mean, it does add a little bit of structural integrity, so by all means do so if you feel like your structure is seconds from falling apart. So this last time over, we're going to go over this rope right here. We're going to go through it, create a little loop. We'll go through that one as well. From underneath, we'll tighten that up. Now, we're going to separate these 2, go around, because we're going to finish off the bottom loops that we got going on. We're going to extract our bandage scissors right there. And we're going to grab our 2 fibers and pull them around. So we're going to attach them opposite. So this one over here is going to attach to this one over here is going to attach to that one. And we're just going to go through there. And then we're going to, like you're tying your shoes, just cross over like you're starting a surgeon's knot. Pull those taut and go around. Thus finishing up that V look. We don't have much rope to work with at the end here, so I'm basically just gonna square knot it up. There we go. Beautiful square knot. That we're looking like with the back at the moment. Let's bring around that front. So it's gonna need some adjustments, you know. You're gonna have to do some straightening out. Like I had to physically pull the entire thing. Make small adjustments to make that shape. And there you have it. This is plate armor. Actually more of a V. I don't know why I didn't call it the V harness. That probably would have been a lot more appropriate, but whatever, I'm still sticking with the plate harness. You didn't make it, you can't tell me what to do. I mean, you can in the comments if you want me to teach you something. You know what? I don't want to get your sass. No sass from you. Now, obviously, if you're doing the 2 ropes, you're gonna have just this one right here, and then we're gonna have accent rope come down and do some stuff. If you're doing just the 1 rope, well, you have that. If you got 3, well, then you got this pink one and the purple one. Same thing applies to it. But if you got the 4 and you're following around with me, awesome, all the better. Let's get to that accent rope. So I grab my yellow accent rope. I'm gonna take the top part of this bight right here. I'm gonna girth hitch through that bad boy. It's the thickest, it's got the most structural integrity. Tighten that up, and we're actually gonna separate and go onto either side. So we're going to be creating the outside of a design going down the 2nd and 4th of each one of the colors, and then it's going to come back up and go back around. So what we're doing are half hitches on the 2nd and 4th of each one. So we're going to go over this one, and then we're going to stick ourselves a little bit under. Actually, let me get closer. So we're going over this first one, and then we're going to go put a little loop under the 2nd, and then go through that loop. Tighten that half hitch up. Booyah. We're going to go over this, put a little loop under there on the 4th one, pull through. Push those to the side a little bit. All right, so we will continue doing that going down on the 2nd and 4th. We're going to go over the 1st, loop under the 2nd, pull through. Now you can do your own design, but this is what I decided to do for the accent rope. So if you only had the 2 ropes, what you're going to do is actually do half hitches down on all 4 of them, and then an opposite way going back up. I'll show you how to do that right now. Yeah, let's show you right now. Now, if you only have the 2 ropes, you'll be doing essentially this. Doing a half hitch leading inside, and then the opposite half hitches going back up. Going back up, relatively simple. You want to make sure that your loop is looping away from where you were. And going up, put a loop through, looping away from where we were. That's what you're doing if you have just the 2 ropes. Now, since I got the 3, I'm going to continue doing this down this side and down this side. I'm going to skip ahead in time. Wow! So now that I got the half hitches in the 2nd and 4th of each one of these ropes here, what I'm going to do, what you can start to see is that some of them are raised and some of them are lowered. So the ones 1 and 3 are now lowered. 2 and 4 are now raised. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna weave, that's right. So we're at the bottom here. We went underneath the 4th one instead of creating a half hitch, which is very difficult. We're instead just going to go over and then just start weaving in and out. So since we're going over this first one on number 4, on the last ropes, we're going to go under this one, push that up, because we're going to be pushing up 1 and 3, 3 and 1. 1 and 3 are getting pushed up, 2 and 4 are getting suppressed. So let's go up that way. This will be the trickiest part of the whole thing, out disrupting the comfort of your rope model on this very first going under, because it's a bit tight in there. Speaking of tight, did you guys figured out what I hadn't been doing purposely? Just to make sure to see if you guys were paying attention? That's right. I haven't been asking my rope model how the pressure is. If you guessed that all on your own, congratulations. If it's now just dawning on you, it's okay. You'll get another chance to redeem yourself. Leave that there for the time being while I weave the other one through. Weave, 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 weave. We'll be able to straighten that out and make that look pretty in a little bit. So with the nature of these half hitches, we're going to put a loop underneath each one of these, and then we're going to cross over. We got these loops. We would do half hitches going up, but instead we're going to cross over. So this one is going to half hitch through that one, and this one is going to loop underneath that one. Just because it makes a fun design. Almost a munter's hitch. Now look at that, that looks pretty. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go around back, we're gonna strap ourselves down, and then we're gonna come back around this way and create collaring going up and down this way. It just looks pretty, adds a little extra flair to it. It's what I wanted to do. What you want to do with your accent tie, that's up to you. Now that we're in the back, we're gonna take the ends of our rope, we're gonna get them through this girth hitch as well. Multi-use girth hitch. Thing with this other one, tighten those up a little bit. Marie, how's that pressure? Awesome. And we're gonna go around that way. This is the last part, and it is quite simple. There's only one very important detail, is that when you come around, you're gonna go underneath first. We're gonna go underneath that. Make sure it's a little bit taut there. So under, over. We're just gonna begin weaving throughout this entire area. Oh, not around the neck. Under, over, under, la, 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 la. I like to weave 2 at a time, makes it easier. You're looking for about an inch length. The rope will normally agree with you. It can only be pulled so taut. Just keep doing that pattern all the way around, tightening it up as you please. Over, under, over. And we will just continue that pattern going all the way up. Same with the other side. So we're gonna go up and around. I'll skip time for you. Boom, time travel. Now, I was thinking of something way more complicated than that, and it was just taking too much time, and it was just like, you know, I'm overthinking it. Don't overthink some of the designs. And yet again, sometimes you need to fail in order to progress forward, and that looks great. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Let me go around and show you the back real quick. Now I basically just took this as far as it can go and then finished it off with a clove hitch. What? You don't remember how to do a clove hitch? Let me show you. So you're gonna go over this rope right here. You're going to cross over and around yourself again. This second time crossing over, you got this little loop right here. You're just gonna go right back through that. That is a clove hitch. Easy peasy. And that is our front. That is our plate harness. Fit for battle, Marie. If you got the ropes to do it, awesome. I hope you do it, and I hope it looks great. Put it on Instagram, tag me in it, yo. I want to see your beautiful work. Even if you only do the 2 rope, hell, even the 1 rope. I just want to see your beautiful work. You're all wonderful people. Well, hey, I hope you had as much fun learning that tutorial as I did teaching it to you. Marie decided that she was actually in armor and went off with one of my swords talking about taking back the Holy Land. I don't necessarily know where that is. I just hope it doesn't fail. But I wish her all the luck. I'm not joining, no thank you. And I would be remiss if I did not bring up my other sponsors for today. The lovely people over at Patreon. That's patreon.com/Rory's Brainworks, just like this YouTube channel. They are my rope vanguard, my colonizers of dreams. And without them, these rope endeavors would be way harder to accomplish. Thank you for spending your time with me. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this madness, and comment down below what kind of shibari or gambaku things you would like me to teach you. As always, I'm Rory. This is my brain. I'm fairly certain it works. Be safe and go create some art.